Gamestop shares tanking today. Robinhood and other brokers making it tougher to trade the stock. But will this calm the army of Reddit investors rushing to sort of
what the fuck do we do now?
on the Wall Street establishment? NBC News senior business correspondent Stephanie Ruhle takes a look.
Just remember that the gains don't count for anyone until you take some profits.
And people are thinking somehow, well, this is a home run. Take the home run. Don't go for the grand slam. Take the home run. You've already won. You've won the game. Yeah. You're done.
I want you to address the obvious. This looks like a move by an outfit called Robinhood, which is that when the big guys, including one of your main investors in your company, started to lose, you shut down the game to starve the little guy.
That's not what it is at all.
You know what, Wall Street? We're not fucking leaving!
Would you buy their stock now at roughly 45?
For me personally, yes, I do find it's an attractive investment point. The stock.
We learned that Melvin posted returns of 21.
Gotcha, cunt.
The what's working? The ice cream machine. It's always broken, but now it's working.
You've never even been to McDonald's.
I'm sorry for what happened.
Could you just answer yes or no?
I appreciate that question.
Inside my DNA.
I roll and rock and roll.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
roll and rock and roll. I roll
prepare
and rock and roll.
for
Kicking up in a brainstorm.
the apex.
I roll and rock and roll. I roll and rock and roll.
Are you
I
ready?
roll and rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm. I roll
We're
and
going to talk about
rock and roll.
Gamestop,
I roll and rock and roll. I roll
AMC
and
stock,
rock and roll. Kicking up in a
Roblox,
brainstorm. I roll and rock and roll.
and the fall
I
of
roll and
Tesla.
rock and
Mandatory
roll.
crash.
I roll
Tesla.
and rock and roll. Kicking up in a brainstorm.
Thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Apex Investor, where we look at the meme stocks. Just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert, therefore I'm not liable for any losses incurred due to my opinions that are voiced here. I'd like to thank all the new subscribers, all the likes, all the views. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it very much. So without further ado, let's begin the daily update for March the 9th, 2021. Huge day. So welcome back. We're going to begin with Volume Kings. MSTO is the percentage volume king, 400% today. MDCN is the volume king for today, over 2 billion, but zero change. Okay, moving on to value picks. Okay, so moving on to value picks, we have Acadia Pharmaceuticals, ACAD. They have an institutional ownership. Oh, let me just mention they're American biotech company. And let's read their synopsis here. They focus on the development of small molecule drugs that address unmet medical needs and central nervous system disorders. They offer new plasmid for the treatment of hallucinations and delusions associated with Parkinson's. It also is developing pimavanserin a treatment for dementia, as well as a treatment for schizophrenia. And so they were founded in 1993. Their headquarters are in San Diego, California. So that's pretty good so far. Their institutional ownership is 95%, so that's great. It's also bad if you're looking at it from the side that there are a lot of shorts just ready to short this thing, and that looks like what is happening with this stock. Their target price is $62, and their 52-week range is $30 to $58, and they were last trading at $25. So that's Acadia, and their market cap is over $6 billion, and that is a new criterion I'm going to be using from now on for these top losers. If it's not over $1 billion, I'm not going to recommend it because I think there was a company called Just Energy today. They are most likely going to file bankruptcy. They're not even trading at the moment. I don't think they're trading. But anyway, yeah, I recommended that company, and that was a mistake because you just can't pick everything that falls. Their market cap is 187 million, Just Energy. So when I'm looking at Acadia and all the companies from now on, I want to make sure that their market cap is at least $1 billion, so that there's less risk of it filing for bankruptcy. And they're trading at 25.55 after hours. And this stock most likely, pardon me, well, I see it going right back up to 40 at the very least, and possibly going back to 50 again. But this is a safe buy at anything under 25 or anything under 25 and under is a really safe buy. This could drop a little lower to 15, 14, but we'll see. Okay. Moving on to, so this could go to 40 to 50. So you could double your money with this play. So I'm not going to prove this right away because I want to see a greater potential on the upside when it starts going up again. So I think that's all for Acadia. Unless there's something else. Oh, RSI is 19, so it is oversold. And that's all I can think of at the moment. So yeah, it was down 45% today. So that's all for that one. Let's now look at Gray. Gray is Graybug Vision, another biotech company based in America. And their market cap is, they're under $1 billion. So I would be careful with this. They're a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company. They develop medicine for the treatment of diseases of the retina and optic nerve. So I'll end it there. They were founded in 2011 and based in Redwood, California. Looking at the institutional ownership, 83%. That's also good, depending on your perspective. If it's for hedge funds and people are shorting it, then yeah, that's probably bad. But that's also good because there's money there. The volume was over 4 million today. I didn't get a chance to see the other Acadia. Let me just take a look at that. That's one I did forget to see, is the volume for Acadia. Let's take a look at that before we continue with the Gray. Their average volume for Acadia has been just under 1 million. Today was 23 million, so it was oversold big time. People just jumping ship, panic selling. And then with Gray, the average volume is under 100K. Today's volume was 4 million, so a huge sell-off today. And they were down 51%. And their 52-week range is 12.50 to 37.88. And their price, they closed at $7.20. So let me add that to the list here, to my Apex Investor list portfolio. I'm not buying these stocks, but just going to track them. Gray is, again, under $1 billion market cap, so I would be very cautious with this one. However, if you do choose to invest in this, I mean, this could go back up to maybe 20, probably 20, but I would be very cautious with that. So that's Gray Bug. Again, they're oversold at 12 on the RSI. I don't know what else to say about this, but yeah, the 12-week range, 12.50 to 37. So, I mean, you could double your money here. However, why is it plummeting? Preliminary results from their medications. So that usually causes stocks to tumble. This was a $37 stock 4 months ago. Price targets have seen different ranges. Okay. People are willing to sell their shares at 70% discount. Yeah, that's the thing about the stock market. Okay. So that's all for value picks. We'll move on to the meme stocks coming up in a moment. Okay, so the meme stocks today had another great day. GameStop was up 26.94%, up $52, and they're trading now at just over 247 after hours. So they had 38 million volume today, and that's great. It's just on a tear. Like I said yesterday, it's going to break 200. Most likely will break 300 by Friday. AMC, similar behavior. It is up 13%, which is really incredible for AMC. They usually don't jump up that much. And they are trading right now after hours at another plus 5%. They're at $11 now. Wow. That's remarkable. So hopefully that continues into the week. We could see them go up to $16, $20 by the end of the week. Again, quadruple witching happening this Friday, going to be massive. And their volume was 134 million. So that is close to their average of 153. Looking at the other meme stocks, looking to see if there was similar numbers here. Sundial is up 17%, Mavis 19%. Just looking for the bigger ones. UAMY up 20%. That's good. Canaan is up 50%. Wow. That's amazing. Good job with Canaan, that Bitcoin mining company from China. eHang is up 31%, up $10. So that's good too. I mean, the market just saw a really good day today. Pretty much everything went up. So those are the big winners. And tomorrow, Roblox will enter the market. Reportedly at $45. You can only put limit orders on it for the moment until the price is official. It's looking like it's $45 will be the starting price. So I've put in my limit orders for $45. If that doesn't meet, then I'll go no more than 50. And we'll see how that goes tomorrow and where that ends up at the end of the week. I think it'll probably peak after a week or two and then start to go down just because of the short attention deficit of a lot of people and limit of patience. So that's all for the meme stocks. We're going to move on to Reddit now. Okay, beginning with WallStreetBets.win. There's a post here saying, did GameStop break Fidelity? A lot of people had some problems with Fidelity today. So a lot of people had problems with loading that website. Might have been GameStop related. What I noticed about today is that a lot of people on Reddit and on the message boards all over the place on the internet is they're very much excited again. Not just excited, but they believe in the stock again. They believe that this will go up to places we've never seen before. And I've seen posts where people, there's one in particular, I don't know if I can see it here, but let me just read the post. We'll go one by one. This is huge. Apes like us now. Apes like us can now actually take on hedge funds and muties. I don't know what that is. Mutants. Apes strong together. Let it be known we are here to stay and we're not selling. Retail investors now account for the largest percentage of U.S. equity trading market volumes, excluding market makers. almost as much as mutual funds and hedge funds combined. So retail trading now accounts for almost as much volume as mutual funds and hedge funds combined. There's the market share of the overall U.S. equity trading volumes. Excuse me. And retail is this line up there, begins to take off again. So that's, I believe, GameStop is probably right here, but even before that happened, we've been building it up. So we are the captain now. Okay, great. That one is talking about a GameStop exclusive amiibo. Nintendo is doubling down on GameStop, releasing exclusive amiibo figures to GameStop. Okay, now we're going to just pause it, wait for this to load. Okay, so I really admire this poster. It doesn't have his name here, but anyway, he bought 500 shares at $230.89 per share. Total cost 115 grand. These aren't poor people. So if you think these Redditors are poor, you've got another thing coming, because I think the average amount of their portfolio is probably upwards of 100 grand to maybe 500 grand. So these aren't, I guess, is the new middle class. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm poor then, because my portfolio is really tiny compared to these rich people. So anyway, moving on to the next post now. True short interest in GME could be anywhere from 250 to 967% of the float. And yes, short sellers are that retarded. So someone has been doing math for you Americans, and they want to solve the problem of short interest using short volume and trading volume. The idea behind his findings was any short volume over 50% cannot be 100% covered that day. So he thought, okay, how much can these short boys actually cover? If all shorts opened were intended to be covered. So what he worked out, this is a spoiler, here it is. Reveal spoiler, sure. Shorts are more effed than bears. So I've been freaking about this, freaking out. I'm of the belief that FINRA said the truth about short interest being 226% on the 15th of January. I thought it was impossible to figure out what it was now, but then I started digging into the short volume. At first, I thought it would be interesting if we could see how much they could have covered if 100% of long volume transfers went to covering shorts, short overflow. So I got a thought. Let me manually import the short volume data since the 15th and see where this could go. So from the FINRA report, he received short volume, short exempt volume, exchange volume, and then he just got all this data. Okay, I'm just going to skip over it. It's too much numbers for me. In conclusion, using my data, I was able to derive that 535.9% short interest is being passed around, which would cost the short sellers $25 billion theoretically. Okay, I'm going to pause again. 536% of short interest. They will lose $25 billion in theory. The maximum short interest right now can be 942%. It is literally impossible for it to be under 200% right now, as it would be too costly. I believe that short interest is over 600%, as I believe that certain companies ran while they could, spending $10 billion at most between them all for covering. Because you cannot justify 20% of long volume transfers being covered, and mostly algorithms and day traders, I don't see that going over 30%. It's clear they are being used against them. The clear calls are being used against them, not for them. My point is this: it is impossible that short interest is not more than 226, as was said on the 15th. The cost would be too great. The data is just not there to support it. Instead, I came to the conclusion we are way past that for similar reasons. None of this even takes interest into account for their cost. It's all just theoretical, covering costs alone. The data does not support them having covered much at all. You take from this what you will, and too long didn't read. Shorts cannot stop, and they won't stop shorting. We're going to the edge of the universe. The shorts are going to kill. GameStop is the moon. Okay. So shorts are going to get killed. GameStop going to the moon. This is not how it works. Okay. Not saying that GameStop short interest is X or Y, but literally that's not how it works. You really can't use short volume to determine short interest. So please don't delete. I've seen a lot of posts about FINRA. A lot of the short volume is market makers shorting to facilitate buy orders, and then they immediately cover with the next trade. So high short volume actually reflects net buying. This is why trying to interpret these reports is pretty much useless. Sounds crazy, but that's how market making works. The FINRA report is only for off-exchange trades. It's a myth that dark pools are all institutional. Your retail broker is sending trades to dark pools. A market maker makes money on the spread between buying and selling. What happens is your order to buy 100 shares of GameStop at market gets sent to a dark pool. The market maker's computer shorts you those shares at 108 and then buys those shares back at 108.79. A short of 100 shares is recorded. This also explains how you see ridiculous volumes and ridiculous numbers of shorts every day for a stock that has 50 million float. The market makers aren't going short. They short it for a millisecond, then they buy a fraction of a penny lower a millisecond later. So high short volume in the FINRA report, which is only reflecting off exchange trades, dark pools, does not mean that there are high levels of actual shorting. It often reflects high levels of buying. So like we saw this week, repeat, it does not reflect exchange trades. You don't have to believe me. You can read the super interesting piece here. Generally speaking, the idea that large short volume in the report is good news for holders seems true. It's just not for the reasons you think. Okay, so that's a great post. He didn't even understand volume. He was like, yeah, there was 100 million in volume. There are 60 million shares. So their short seller have been able to buy back. I tried to explain to him that if they're 50% shorted, the 100 million volume could be 60 million shares traded 1.8 times or so. And he could have been right, but it could also be only 20 million shares traded 5 times. He bet the run was to fall back down. When I started going up in the hundreds again after going back to 40, he's been pretty silent these days. Okay. So that's all for Wall Street Bets. We're going on to GameStop Reddit subreddit. So the same post that we saw on Wall Street Bets is also on GME, but nobody responded in a educated way or as educated as the guy did in Wall Street Bets. So they're really at a loss here in GME. They really need to be told what is going on there. I think I'll post it. I'm going to post it. Let me pause. Okay, this post points out that every $1 increase of GameStop increases DFV's value by 100,000 because he owns 100,000 shares. Wow, that is crazy. These hedge funds took my 401k and my home in 2008, and then they laughed at me. We were practically homeless, all to add to their bank accounts at my expense. This is personal now. I have zero compassion for these people I hold until they know what it's like to be scared and don't know what to do. I hold for 100,000 and then maybe hold some more. Let the hatred flow through you. Okay, gonna pause. I want to make this my shortest video in a while. This is a great post. I don't really understand it, but basically GameStop is the number 3 most traded company on earth. Tesla is number 1, Apple's number 2, GameStop's at 3, and Amazon's at 4. Nvidia's at 5. And then today's turnover is a similar story, except Microsoft is number 5 and GameStop's 4. So intraday turnover, not volume. Okay, so volume is shares traded in a given time period. Turnover is dollars traded. So turnover is a very good indicator of sentiment. There's absolute furor over GameStop right now. This has only just begun. So if we look at the hot stocks, GameStop is right there. Today's turnover rating, number 3. And I think that's all. Yeah, that's all they have there. So I'm going to move to the next one. Make this my shortest video in a while, in the last 3 days. So important memo going around on GME and WallStreetBets. The new shill tactic is to announce wholesome charity deeds along with a low GameStop price like 1,000 or 10,000. I will donate my earnings to if GameStop hits 10,000. Well, that's a new tactic. And to be honest, if I was going to do one of these posts, I would say, oh, I'm going to donate, I'm going to build an orphanage if GameStop hits 1 million. That's mine. I wouldn't say anything less than 1 million because I don't want to be accused as a shill. But personally, again, I keep saying, 100,000 is pretty realistic. 500,000, I don't know about that. I seriously don't, but we'll see. We'll see. Hard for me to predict. Okay, this will be my shortest video. Okay, Warden Elite posts every day live charting, every day mapping out the day's price action. To be honest, I don't understand anything he posts. To me, it's just a bunch of words, and it's hard to predict what's going on. He does say something about the VWAP climb. I don't know what that means. I'm too stupid to understand. The WVAP, okay. Stay tuned during this last hour for updates. Didn't really move too much. So I just think it's too hard to predict. And I appreciate these posts from Warden. I just don't understand them. And I also want to celebrate. I have -1 subscriber today. So thank you for unsubscribing. It's not about subscribers. I mean, thank you very much, subscribers. But I mean, I'm not doing this for, for that. I'm just doing this to help people. Doesn't matter if there's 1 million subscribers. I just want to, help this community out. New Roaring Kitty tweet. I'm flipping out. Okay, so his tweet is I like the stock. Okay, or that's not really his tweet. Okay, I'm gonna make this my shortest video. Let's get under an hour. I don't know if this is real or not, but it says hard money. Hedge fund manager reading too much Wall Street Bets accidentally calls investors autists in quarterly letter. Okay, so it's like the Onion for financial news. That is hilarious. Yeah, that's a great post. Okay, gonna pause again. Make this my shortest video. I have to give this post an honorable mention. Stock market is mad because the poor's dated capitalism. Yep, that's exactly what happened on January the 26th. So moving on to the next post. Okay, it's easy to claim you have diamond hands when you held on the way down. The true test of diamond hands is holding on the way up. Okay, I get a feeling a lot of people are not going to hold this thing to the moon. And I feel this way because a lot of people are getting in on WSB are watching the YouTubers who blew up because of all this. Well, I didn't blow up yet. So I checked WSB for the first time in a long time this morning, pretty much the first time since joining the sub. And everywhere I see people fighting about the realistic price only being 1,500. And we have idiotic expectations of over 60. The problem is that sub is huge compared to this one. So all those people are hearing fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and they're not getting the proper information. Also, I've been watching YouTubers who got big from this every morning. Please watch my channel. Okay, I stopped maybe last week because they didn't have the right info either. So maybe I'm the only one reading the right info. Think about that. They're typically more for AMC than GME because the percentage gains are bigger. No, I'm for GME. The percentage gains are bigger with GME, not AMC, which isn't really true, but they believe it and they tell it to their viewers. Don't get me wrong. I love AMC and I do, but it's nowhere near the monster GME is, and I completely agree. The YouTube people are using that platform to bring support away from GME to AMC. Not this guy. Not this guy. I sold half my AMC shares and went all into GME. I tripled my investment, and it's paid off hugely. I've seen one YouTuber run a poll over which one will moon more, and the votes for AMC are crushing. I mean, if we look at AMC's performance today, it only went up to like $10. GME went up to over 200, like 250. That's not even a comparison. I mean, percentage wise, it's not a comparison either. So it's a bunch of BS. I'm not going to support. I support both, but to say that GME is not as good as AMC, obviously, maybe business wise, AMC's got different business potential, but GME as a stock is much better. A little while back, the sub figured the real catalyst was going to be public knowledge, and I still believe it. People are not getting the right information, which sucks. It can be found on the sub. That's why I'm reading the sub. It's the best sub in all of Reddit. The DD on here would definitely help people see the truth about GME. If I could become a YouTuber, I would, but I don't have the skills for that. Hey, I'm doing it for you, buddy. I'm trying to spread the information as best as I can, but we really need the bigger platforms to get it right. One of the bigger YouTubers claims he has diamond hands, will hold it if it goes to zero. Easy to say, and I would too, because that's the only way I'm taking a loss. But I know for damn sure he's going to sell on the way up to lock in profits, and his audience might follow when he does, screwing us all over. The only true diamond hands are here with me in the sub, and I'm with you too. This can definitely go to 100,000, 500,000 and beyond. That's my target. Again, I keep saying, I've been saying it for the last week now, I feel that the realistic expectation for this stock is 100,000. It's realistic. 500, I don't know about that. A million's like, yeah, maybe not. But 100,000 is really very realistic. I was saying the chances of it being 1,000, GameStop going to 1,000 is 99.9999%. It's pretty much a given. Going to 10,000, I'd say 90%, and then going to 100,000, I'd give it maybe a 50%. So it's still not fully there, but it's not. I'm not ruling it out, but it is realistic though. Okay, so the diamond hands have moved to the sub, and that's what I've done. I moved to the sub pretty much. All the posts I read, pretty much 90% come from GME. I spend most of my time here. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to pause it. But thank you for this post. Beneficial cover 726. And I agree with you. This is GME is where it's at. AMC is a good stock too, but GME is the Bitcoin. It's the gold standard. AMC is just the Litecoin. It's the silver. And it'll go up. But I mean, if you really want to make money, it's AMC is the place to be. Okay, moving on. All right, I like this meme. Welcome to the ape market. Bull market, optimism. Prices go up. Ape market, this is the way. They only go up. You can see the ape staring at the moon. Okay, next post. All right, I'm going to end this Reddit section with this post from user Hates Pixel. He posted it in German, so this is the English translation. So my reasoning, what we're seeing right now is not yet a gamma squeeze or a short squeeze. People are buying GameStop because they are slowly coming around to the idea that this is not a pump and dump. I mean, we saw it happen the first time and people thought, oh, that's a pump and dump. No, that was a manipulation, market manipulation. So this is happening twice. So don't be fooled twice that, it's a pump and dump, because it really isn't. They're more concerned with the fundamentals of GameStop. It got a very big boost from the news that Cohen is likely to become the CEO, and that's not why it got the boost. That's just a scapegoat. So GameStop has already shot up from around 130 to 160 in the pre-market as a result. A few minutes after, okay, this is from 6 hours ago. Where am I now? A few minutes after the news was released, the stock went from 135 to 155. This supports my theory for March 8th. Throughout the day, we have seen a healthy, steady rise to 94, 194. In between, we already have kissed 200, but both times fell back. The first time was a giant sell wall at around 200. The second time was a short attack. I think the exact same thing happened today. The price went up immensely in the pre-market to 245 and then dropped back down to 220. So just a lot of people bought into GameStop here because of FOMO. Some paper handed and brought the price back to 220. Still, we opened with a plus of 20%, almost 20%. The one rise from 220 to 244 at about 10:30 was a tiny little gamma squeeze brought about by market makers buying shares to allow options to be exercised. The real gamma squeeze is yet to come, as in the run up from 200 in the pre-market to 245 alone. Over 25,000 options were in the money. This will still require massive share buying, either today or tomorrow, especially if we close above 250 today. And did we close above 250? I think we were just at 240, if I'm not mistaken. Then just under 14,000 to 15,000 options. We were at 246.90. So no, we didn't quite make it today, but still great. This will still require, okay, where am I? If you convert the increase from today alone, 4 million shares would have to be bought for today's options. Add to that the countless options that were in the money on Friday and yesterday. My conclusion, the $20 jump intraday today was a tiny glimpse of what is to come. The rest are people who see long-term value in GameStop right now, or they're buying FOMO because of the squeeze. So things are very quiet right now, and there is a steady but still significant rise. Why is the volatility not as high as in January? Well, in January, the situation was unique and unprecedented. Many sides were unsettled, certainly including hedgies, and therefore there was a lot of FOMO buying, panic selling, and a small closing of short positions only to move them into ETFs. And that made for gigantic swings. And that's exactly what's not happening anymore right now. The hedgies don't have a final card, as all their back doors are open. Many people know how the game has been rigged so far, and a lot of people left Robinhood. People finally have diamond hands and don't sell out of panic, even if the price drops $30, because they know the rebound will always come back and will be even higher than the price the dip started from. So if I've forgotten something or something's unclear, please let me know. I've not proofread. Okay, so that's a great post. Yeah, we smartened up the second time around. People don't give a poo now how much it drops because it always comes back higher. And user hates Pixel is on the money. He really knows what he's talking about. They know what they're talking about. So I'm going to go to my last words for this video. Okay, so closing words. Tesla had a great rally today, 20%. They're up $110. Looking at this chart, you can see that there was good support at the 550 level. So it looks like they found support there. However, that's not to discount these previous support levels. So this could be a false, this could again be false support, and I'm leaning towards that it is because of the stimulus that was introduced. I think it was over $1 trillion of stimulus that was introduced recently. I think that's what it was. That's how you can understand this. However, I'm going to stick to what I said yesterday. The stock, Tesla, is going to go down to 300 to 450 before it really rebounds like big time back to 700 to 900, maybe even 1,000. So it's a great stock, but that's the story of Tesla. And I want to just say that Roblox is what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be all about GME. It's going to be all about AMC tomorrow. And it's going to be all about Roblox, RBLX, which hasn't gone public yet. But tomorrow it's going to be very interesting to see how the market reacts to that. And I'm going to guarantee that it blows up. Tomorrow it's going to blow up from $45, which is, I think, their offering price. And it'll definitely hit, I guarantee it'll hit more than $45. It's not going to go under 45. It might, but it's going to end the day overall higher than 45. That's my bet. I'm willing to guarantee it will go above $45 or whatever the offering price is. It's going to be above that. It's not going to finish the day under their offering price. That is a meme stock by the very definition of the word. Roblox is a meme, and Roblox stocks double meme. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for your support, your views, likes, subscriptions. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will let YouTube know that you appreciate the content that I churn out, and I'll continue to do so to keep you informed and give you the real news when it comes to GameStop at AMC, not the fake news, not all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but just present it to you straight from the people, from the good posters on Reddit. I mean, there's a lot of shills there, so you have to be careful. It's like a minefield, and I'm all in on GameStop. This stock is going to the moon. Like I said, $1,000 is going to be so easy. 10,000 is very much in the cards. 99% chance of that. 100,000 maybe more like with 100,000. I think I said 70%, but maybe even 90%. 500,000, I'm going to be 50% on that. And a million, I'm going to say maybe 25% chance of that. So thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow. Apex Investor signing out.